Hello and welcome back to another video of mine. Today I'm going to be doing another top 10 list. Today's top 10 list is top 10 manga I would like to become anime. This list does not have any manga with an anime adaptation or has future plans for an anime adaptation. Also, this is not a top 10 list of my favorite manga of all time. Some of them are on here, but it's not my all-time favorites. The way I'm going to lay them out is by name, then a summary of their story, then a little information about it, than my personal opinions about it. This whole list is all opinion. It is not the world's #1 list of all time manga that want to become anime by everyone. If you have your own top 10 manga that you want to become anime, leave it down in the comments below if you want, but you don't have to. So anyways, let's get this started and I hope you enjoy. Starting at number 10, I put Maga Tsuki. One day Yasuke was working up the courage to confess his feelings for his childhood friend Akari. Before meeting her that day, he rushes through his daily shrine rituals and accidentally breaks a sacred mirror. A goddess curses him for it, and now he will die if he's ever separated from her. He learns that she's the goddess of misfortune, and horrible things happen around her whenever she's upset. This is your typical comedy, ecchi harem kind of manga. It is currently ongoing. The main reason I read this and would like it to become an anime is just because I think it's really funny with how it just brings stuff out of nowhere. You would probably only like this manga if you're not too strict on the story. There's not that much else to say about it. I would just like it to become a fun little anime. So, on to the next one. Next, at number 9, I chose Real Account. In a world driven by fictionalized friendship, courtesy of the program named Real Account, the table suddenly turns, and the cybernetic world turns real. We follow a boy named Ataru and others he meets along the way through this psychotic programmed world, but not everyone is who they actually say they are. The genres of this manga are drama, sci-fi, and psychological. It is currently ongoing. You could call this manga a more messed up, modernized version of Sword Art Online. The way you learn about the characters themselves is very interesting and different from other manga. Sometimes though, the story might go out of the box too much and might not make sense. It is still an interesting manga to read, and I would like it to become an anime. Now at number 8, I put My Wife is Wagatsuma-san. Aoshima Hitoshi is a lonely high school boy. One day he wakes up for an unknown reason 10 years in the future, and he is married to the prettiest girl in school, Wagatsuma-ai. Soon after though, he returns back to the present. This continues to happen to him and tries to use it to help with his relationship, but he might make the wrong decision and change the future. This is a comedy, romance, and slice of life manga. It has been completed. This is one of the funniest manga I have ever read with both complex and stupid jokes. The story is quite interesting but can be repetitive at times, though it shakes itself out of it. Sometimes though, you just want to punch the main character in the face for being selfish. But he is kind down in his heart. For a good completed manga, I'm a little surprised it has not become an anime yet. So, I would like to see it become one. Next, at number 7, I put Our Heroine Is Saved so much that the world becomes a little apocalypse. Namedai Reka has a very unusual birthright. After his 16th birthday, he will be drawn into many different stories. Each story has a heroine, and each story depends on him to be the hero. On his first day of high school, a strange uniformed girl that only he can see shows up. She claims to be from the future and claims that his rescuing of many heroines is going to cause serious trouble for the future. This is a fantasy, harem, and romance manga. It is finished and also has a light novel. This manga has a very unique twist on its harem story. Instead of just heading down the same story and repeating it, it comes up with multiple stories and puts them into one. Everything else is about average about it, except the character development is a little better than usual. I like harem manga trying to change from the usual, so it would be cool if it became an anime. Now at number 6, I chose Cage of Eden. Akira and his classmates are on a plane that crashes on an island inhabited by species thought to have been extinct. Some of his classmates are eaten alive, some kill others in desperation. Now Akira and a few other survivors are trying to stay alive through what seems to be a horrible nightmare. The genres are action, adventure, and fantasy. It has been completed. To put this into simple terms, this is a manga version of the TV show Lost. The concepts are very similar. The art can be average at some times and be almost excellent in others. The character development is awesome in my opinion, but their personalities can be considered generic. The story has predictable moments but can surprise you out of nowhere. I loved Lost and almost everything screams Lost in this manga. I would bet people would love to see this manga turn into an anime. Before I talk about number 5, I'm just going to say sorry how I'm going to pronounce this name because I'm probably going to butcher it, I don't know how much. So number 5, I put Konjiki no Wordmaster, Yuusha Yonin ni Makikomareta Unique Chi. Okamaru Hiro is an introverted and loves books. The story starts with the summoning of heroes. 5 people summoned, but one was dragged in accidentally. That person is Hero. The 4 others are his classmates. Hero decides not to help the world. It's not my business and I'm just an ordinary person, so bye. And he sets off for his journey. Little do they know, Hero actually has a power that could change the world. The genres are action, fantasy, and adventure. It is currently ongoing and has a light novel. The background of this manga is generic nowadays, but what makes the story interesting is that you don't follow the hero this time. The main character's personality is not the type you would think it would be for this type of manga. It has a unique power not seen too often in other manga. A lot of other elements in this manga can be considered generic though. I still think though this manga is unique and would be cool to see it as an anime. Now at number 4, I chose The Rising of the Shield Hero. Iwatani Nafumi is summoned to another world to become one of the 4 heroes, namely the Shield Hero. Starting out with poor popularity and labeled as the weakest, Nafumi found himself betrayed on the 3rd day of his adventure. Losing faith and money, all that's left is just his shield. Vowing to exact revenge to those who had betrayed him, he follows his own path by his own rules. The genres of this manga are fantasy, action, and seinen. It is currently ongoing and has a light novel. Again, the background of the story is generic. What makes it interesting is the main character. In all the anime and manga I've seen, I have never seen a hero character have such a dark mindset as this one. Also, a shield as a main weapon is unique. The art style is almost great in my opinion. After the beginning of the story, some stuff turns generic and repeats, but that doesn't happen that much. It is still a very good manga, and I would like to see it become a good anime also. Now at number 4, I chose The Rising of the Shield Hero. Iwatani Nafumi is summoned to another world to become one of the 4 heroes, namely the Shield Hero. Starting out with poor popularity and labeled as the weakest, Nafumi found himself betrayed on the 3rd day of his adventure. Losing faith and money, all that's left is just his shield. Vowing to exact revenge to those who had betrayed him, he follows his own path by his own rules. The genres of this manga are fantasy, action, and seinen. It is currently ongoing and has a light novel. Again, the background of the story is generic. What makes it interesting is the main character. In all the anime and manga I've seen, I have never seen a hero character have such a dark mindset as this one. Also, a shield as a main weapon is unique. The art style is almost great in my opinion. After the beginning of the story, some stuff turns generic and repeats, but that doesn't happen that much. It is still a very good manga, and I would like to see it become a good anime also. Now at number 2, I put Jobless Reincarnation. I will surely try if I go to another world. A 34-year-old NEET gets killed in a traffic accident and finds himself in a world of magic. He gets reincarnated as a newborn baby, retaining the memories of his past life. He resolves to never make the same mistakes he made in his first life ever again, and instead live a life with no regrets. In his new life as Rooted Square Rat, he does more than he ever thought possible. The genres of this manga are fantasy and seinen. It is currently ongoing and has a light novel also. Out of all the stories in this list, this manga is the most thought out. Even though the background for this story is common, it takes its own twist on it. Instead of having the main character transported fully grown, he starts off as a baby with his mind intact, and we get to see his full new life. Most characters are generic, but the main character usually covers it up with comedic effect. The story can seem fast at times though. Also, the art style is cool in my opinion. It would be cool to see this manga turn into an anime because they can bring a vast story to life. Now, finally, at number 1, I chose Spirit Circle. Futa Okeya is a 14-year-old boy that has the ability to see ghosts. A girl transfers into his class one day but acts aggressive towards him. This girl called Kuko Ishigami is followed around by a ghost called East. Futa tries to get along with her but fails after she sees the birthmark he usually keeps covered up. She declares him as an enemy, his birthmark as a cursed brand, and claims that they have a long history through reincarnation. The genres of this manga are adventure, comedy, drama, romance, and supernatural. It has been completed. Even though this is not a list of my top 10 favorite manga ever, this manga is my number 1 manga of all time. I've read manga revolved around past lives before, but this one goes into more lives than one and gives each a complete, in-depth backstory. The main character starts off generic, but as the story goes on, he becomes more unique. The art style is unique in my opinion too. You could say this manga does need a little more thought process to read it than other ordinary manga. I would believe you would either love this manga or not at all. I just love this manga so much and would be extremely happy to see it become an anime. And that concludes my top 10 manga I would like to become anime. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this was just all opinion based. Anyways, I would just like to thank you guys for watching my video today. Hoping to be making another video sometime in the future. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy and see you guys next time. See ya.